Do you regularly review your boundaries? Not for everyone else, but for you. The truth is, boundaries don't stay strong on their own. They shift, they loosen, they get stomped and tested. And sometimes, without even realizing it, we find ourselves sliding back into old patterns of silence, bitterness, and resentment. This is day 24 of my new 30-day devotional, For His Glory, Disclosing and Destroying the Spiritual Roots of Codependency. My name is Naomi Claxton, and today we're talking about how to review your boundaries, how to keep them clear, consistent, and anchored in peace, not fear. The foundational principle for day 24 is boundaries are the guardrails that protect your peace, your integrity, and your purpose. But here's the truth. Boundaries aren't one-time decisions. It's a daily discipline. Boundaries must be voiced to be honored, practiced to be strengthened, and reviewed to stay clear. Our story goes back to Danielle, the young girl who struggled to say no. I'd given her a project with a deadline I knew conflicted with time off, a trip to a conference that she really wanted to attend, and she had told me about months ago. I didn't mention it not because I set her up for failure, but because I needed her to learn how to speak up. Instead of speaking up, she sulked. She slammed the stapler, accidentally kicked my desk, slammed doors, sighed through meetings, and gave me looks that said everything except what she needed to say. Finally, I asked, Danielle, do you have something you need to say to me? She burst into tears. Through hiccups and sobs, she said, I told you about my convention and now I can't go because I'll never finish my costume in time. I asked her gently, Danielle, what do I say when I assign a project? She whispered, do you have any questions or concerns that you need to address with me? I nodded. Did you? She shook her head. I said calmly, Danielle, the deadline for this project is Friday, April 5th. Are you going to make that deadline? She looked at me, paused, and then said, I'm sorry, but I can't do that and be off for the convention that I took time off for already, remember? May I please turn it in on April 12th instead? Sure, I said, and turned right back to my computer and continued working. She walked out with a bounce in her step, her attitude evened out, and while I don't encourage this as a teaching mechanism everywhere, lesson 1, how to state your needs versus expecting people to just know, was mostly complete for Danielle. The truth is, people can't honor a boundary that you will not set. Silence sometimes feels safer, but it breeds resentment. Jesus was very clear in Matthew 5:37, let your yes be yes and your no be no. Anything else, resentment, manipulative hints, half-truths, create confusion, and dishonor God and other people. Trauma survivors struggle here, it's true. They've been taught that speaking and voicing their needs can lead to punishment, rejection, shame, or abandonment. But the truth is, silence cannot protect you and usually prolongs your pain. Boundaries are not weapons. They're personal commitments, statements of what you will or will not do. And they're not against others, they're for your peace, and they require maintenance. Just like fences, boundaries develop gaps if you don't check on them. Without review, anyone or anything can trample the ground that God told you to protect. Good boundaries make good relationships. Where are your boundaries holding strong, and where have they weakened? And where have you been resenting other people who've crossed lines that you've never clearly marked or maintained? So take a few minutes this week to review your boundaries. Ask the Holy Spirit where to reinforce, where to release, and where to rest. And then join me tomorrow on day 25 for an honest check-in where we'll talk about how to pause, reflect, and evaluate your growth. No guilt, just grace. And if you haven't already, go to my website and grab your copy of my book.